excited to have you all here today. Last year we had about 300 people. This year we've got 350 registered. They're going to be flowing in very soon. But most importantly, it's not about the number of people, it's about the quality of people. The 80 speakers we have that came in from all over the world, many from Europe, many from the West Coast. And it's most important, it's about talking about visual technologies and how they're revolutionizing business and humanity. I frequently talk about ecosystems. One of the most important things about this group, which I think is different from many other events that we go to, and the goal of everybody that worked together to do this, was how do we bring our ecosystem together? Who is our ecosystem? I believe it's creators, startups, investors, tech execs, computer vision and AI experts, and media and brand executives. Frequently there's startup and investor events. There are computer vision, technical, brilliant events. There are media and brand events, but nobody brings everybody else together, plus the creators. And that's the goal here, because we believe that there's huge opportunities in serendipity. What we did last year was we had one day. It was jam-packed with deep tech and business and product. And we realized that some of the deep tech went over the business people's heads, which I'm sure many of you are not surprised, but they liked it. And some of the business and product stuff wasn't interesting to the deep tech folks. So we decided to break this year up into 2 days, which also allows us to have more speakers, more discussions, and more time together. Today is going to be the deep tech day. Tomorrow is the business and product. But most importantly, we're here for inspiration, empowerment, serendipity, recruiting, finding capital, and finding deals. Last year, we had people that were recruited. Computer vision experts were recruited at big companies. Some of them also found co-founders. Some raised capital, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And the beautiful part was you never know who you're going to interact with and meet here. Serge, why don't you come on up here? I definitely did not do this alone, and I don't have all the answers, so I brought brilliant people to collaborate on day 1 of the program and day 2. Rebecca will be here tomorrow. Serge, it's fantastic collaborating with you. Not only are you brilliant, but also kind, and nothing phases you, it seems, or at least it doesn't show. I'd love to give you an opportunity to tell the audience why this event is interesting and why you deal with me in the hat.
Great, thanks a lot, Evan. I just want to join Evan in thanking everybody for coming here, sometimes from very far away. It's an incredible lineup we have. And it's an amazing time for computer vision right now, in industry and in academia. And if you look around, you'll see some familiar faces from conferences like CVPR and SIGGRAPH, but there are also some people you won't recognize, and these are people from VC firms, so they might be seasoned computer vision engineers that are looking for a new opportunity. So incredible developments are happening at the conferences in Silicon Valley, in New York City, in London, in different startup capitals of the world. And Evan has worked tirelessly to create this summit, which he did last year, and we thought we were kind of crazy to try it, and it seemed legitimate after we did it once, and people said, why don't you do it again? And so Evan's just been working like crazy to make this happen. I've been helping out with the computer vision part. I think you'll find our lineup absolutely incredible. The men and women that are going to be on these panels have some incredible experiences to share, and I think you'll enjoy it as much as we did when we were putting it together. So thanks again for coming.
So there's many signals that I think drive success to an event like this. One, it's the people, it's the interactions, it's the serendipity, as I talked about. There's also other goals. Some companies are trying to raise capital. Some are trying to sell services. Some are trying to find co-founders. But there is a huge signal, and I'm biased. I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years and now an investor. 9 companies raised capital that presented last year, either in the competition or as speakers since the last summit. It doesn't mean it came from the summit, but our goal is to find the best and the cutting-edge companies, more importantly, people building those companies, showcase them here to inspire us and find out ways that we can collaborate. And that's what really excites me. So for example, obviously Magic Leap, Gary was here last year. Taboola, Adam raised another huge round from Baidu. Clarify is one of the companies I've invested in, and Rob Fergus last year highlighted Clarify's work. They just raised $10 million from Union Square, and many more. Narrative is another company of ours. Placemeter will be speaking today. Neon Labs, Sophie, fantastic. Mapillary, Jan Erik speaking, has also collaborated with us on this summit, and he's here. Another company I invested in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a huge signal, and I hope that we have as many or more this year. Another thing really bothers me. I go to these summits all the time, and there's so much work to organize it. There's so many great people, but once it's done, it's over. We get overwhelmed and hopefully inspired, and we want to learn about everything that happened, but we can't take all the notes. So we put a book together from last year. We transcribed all the sessions. We collaborated with a company called Book in the Box, which actually helps anybody that wants to write a book but doesn't want to do the work or can't write, like me. Okay, no time. We transcribed everything. There's full pictures in it, and it's an unbelievable kind of volume that we hope to do again this year. Obviously, on Amazon, it's dirt cheap, and love to hear your thoughts about that. Obviously, we couldn't do it without sponsors and collaborators. Partners critical is Cakeworks with Rebecca. She'll be here tomorrow. Cornell Tech, we talked about ICP. SVA, great collaborator also with this theater as well and for content. Specific sponsors calling out Dropbox, JW Player, Olapic, Vidcaster, Sprout by HP, Qualcomm, Oric, and AWS. And editorially, our media partners, Captour and Visworld. So speaking about Visworld, let's take a next second. We've got graphic recorders. Raise your hand, guys. Okay, so there'll be 3 today and 5 tomorrow. They're doing graphic recording of all the sessions. So take a step back and think about it. We've got a great photographer, Robert Wright, a buddy of mine for many years. We've got graphic recorders. We've got 2 video cameras. We're going to build a book. It's not just about what's here. It's about the life and the evolution of what we talk about and who we are. And that I want to find as many new ways to share that with as many people as possible. Once again, I'm Evan Nisselson. That's my Twitter. You know the Wi-Fi. Please tweet, make fun of me, send photographs, whatever you want.